Have you ever wondered how a common painkiller like paracetamol, also known as acetaminophen, with its unique chemical structure of a benzene ring core, an amine, and an acetamido group, works in your body to ease your pain? With a molecular formula of C8H9NO2 and a molecular weight of 151.165 grams per mole, it is one of the most widely recognized over-the-counter medications. Let's also not forget the distinct structural diagram, a hexagonal benzene ring at the center with an acetamide and a hydroxyl group attached to it. This simple yet effective molecule, comprised of carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen, is a staple in medicine cabinets, handbags, and office drawers worldwide. It's the go-to remedy for ailments ranging from minor headaches and fevers to more severe pains. Despite its widespread presence, many of us only know about the usual white pill and not about the specifics of this remarkable compound. How does it work? What's the origin story of paracetamol? What makes its chemical structure so effective in pain management? Importantly, is it as harmless as we've been led to believe? In the next few minutes, we're going to unravel the story of paracetamol. Together, we'll delve into its history, understand its chemical formation, explore its uses, unravel its mechanism of action, and confront any adverse. So, let's dive into the history and intricate chemistry of this widely used drug. The story of paracetamol begins in the mid-19th century, in an era when the science of medicine was rapidly evolving. It was a time of discovery and innovation, and amidst this backdrop, paracetamol was born. The compound was first synthesized by a young German chemist named Hermann Northrop Morse in 1877. However, it wasn't until the mid-20th century that paracetamol began to gain popularity. During this period, the medical community was in search for a safer alternative to aspirin, which was known to cause stomach irritation. The breakthrough came in 1955 when a team of researchers at the pharmaceutical company McNeil Laboratories discovered the pain-relieving and fever-reducing properties of paracetamol. They realized that this compound could be the answer they were looking for. It was less irritating to the stomach than aspirin and had a similar effect in relieving pain and reducing fever. The product was initially marketed under the name Tylenol, and it quickly caught on. By the 1960s, it had become a staple in many homes. It was praised for its effectiveness and its gentle action on the stomach, and it soon became one of the most commonly used over-the-counter medications. Today, paracetamol is a household name, found in medicine cabinets across the globe. It is trusted by doctors and loved by patients for its remarkable ability to alleviate pain and reduce fever. From a simple laboratory synthesis to a household name, paracetamol has come a long way. You might be curious about how this wonder drug is created. Well, the synthesis of paracetamol is an intriguing process involving a dash of organic chemistry and a sprinkle of industrial wizardry. It starts with a compound known as phenol, which is a basic aromatic compound with a hydroxyl group attached. Phenol is converted to a substance called nitrophenol through a process called nitration using a mixture of nitric and sulfuric acids. This nitrophenol is then reduced to aminophenol by introducing hydrogen in the presence of a catalyst. Next, we have the key player in our synthesis, acetic anhydride. This is mixed with the aminophenol in a process known as acetylation. The reaction causes the amino group of aminophenol to be replaced by an acetyl group, resulting in the formation of paracetamol. This might sound like a magical transformation, but it's really all about the careful manipulation of molecular structures. The magic, if you will, lies in the ability of chemists to control these reactions and convert simple substances into a compound that has the power to alleviate pain and reduce fever. Now, in the real world, this process isn't carried out in a high school chemistry lab. Paracetamol is usually synthesized in large industrial quantities. The process is meticulously controlled to ensure that the final product is pure, safe, and effective. In these factories, the reaction mixture is carefully cooled and filtered to remove any unwanted byproducts. The paracetamol crystals are then washed, dried, and milled to produce a fine white powder. This powder is the raw material that goes into your tablets and capsules. It's a fascinating journey, isn't it? From the basic phenol compound to a pill that can soothe your headache or bring down your fever. It's a testament to the power of chemistry and the ingenuity of scientists who have harnessed its principles to serve humanity. And that's how a simple chemical reaction leads to the creation of this powerful painkiller. So, where does paracetamol come into play in our daily lives? This common household drug serves a multitude of purposes, making it a staple in many medicine cabinets worldwide. Primarily, paracetamol is renowned for its ability to alleviate pain, whether it's a throbbing headache, muscle aches from an intense workout, or even the discomfort that comes with common colds. Paracetamol steps up to the plate to provide relief. It's an effective analgesic that helps us carry on with our day, despite these minor setbacks. But that's not all. Paracetamol is also an antipyretic, which means it's used to reduce fever. So when the body's temperature is running high, paracetamol can help bring it back down to normal, making it an invaluable ally during flu season. From headaches to fevers, this over-the-counter medication provides an accessible solution to some of the most common ailments we encounter. It's clear that paracetamol is a versatile tool in our fight against discomfort and disease. Now, let's explore how paracetamol actually works in our bodies. Paracetamol, also known as acetaminophen in some parts of the world, is a fascinating little compound. It's one of those things we often take for granted, popping a pill or two when we feel a headache coming on, or when we're down with fever. But have you ever stopped to think about what happens once that pill dissolves in your system? The exact mechanism of paracetamol is still a subject of ongoing research. However, what we do know is that it works primarily in the central nervous system, that's your brain and spinal cord. Here, it seems to inhibit an enzyme known as cyclooxygenase, or COX for short. This enzyme plays a key role in the production of prostaglandins. Now, you might be thinking, what are prostaglandins? Well, these are lipid compounds that perform several functions in the body, including mediating inflammation and pain and regulating body temperature. So, when paracetamol inhibits the COX enzyme, it reduces the production of these prostaglandins. This reduction in turn affects our body's response to pain and fever. When there's less prostaglandin, the pain signals that are sent to our brain get toned down. The brain then perceives less pain. Similarly, with fewer prostaglandins messing with the temperature control center in our brain, our body can cool down when we have a fever. One thing to note is that paracetamol doesn't target the source of the pain or fever. It merely changes our body's response to them. It's akin to turning down the volume on a loudspeaker. The noise is still there, but it's not as loud. Another interesting fact is that unlike other non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs or NSAIDs, paracetamol doesn't have much of an effect on peripheral tissues, meaning it doesn't reduce inflammation at the site of injury. This is why it's often paired with other drugs in combination therapies. Intriguing, isn't it? How a small pill can have such a big impact on our body. But, as with any drug, paracetamol isn't without its downsides. It's true, even this commonly used over-the-counter medication has potential adverse effects that we need to be aware of. One of the most significant risks associated with paracetamol is liver damage. This can occur with overuse or in cases of an overdose. The liver is responsible for metabolizing paracetamol, and when taken in high doses, it can cause a toxic buildup that the liver struggles to process. This can lead to a condition called acute liver failure, which is serious and can be life-threatening. Another possible adverse effect of paracetamol is skin reactions. Although rare, some people may experience severe skin reactions such as Stevens-Johnson syndrome, toxic epidermal necrolysis, and acute generalized exanthematous pustulosis. These reactions can cause symptoms ranging from a mild rash to severe blistering and peeling of the skin. It's also worth noting that long-term use of high-dose paracetamol can lead to an increased risk of heart attacks, stroke, and kidney damage. So, it's not just about the immediate effects, but also the potential long-term consequences of misuse. The essential take-home message here is the importance of following dosing instructions. Paracetamol is a safe and effective pain reliever when used correctly. However, exceeding the recommended dose, either intentionally or unintentionally, can lead to serious health complications. So, while paracetamol is a powerful tool, it's crucial to use it responsibly. So, that's a wrap on our journey through the world of paracetamol. We've traveled from its discovery in the mid-19th century to its current status as a household name. We learned about its synthesis, a process that transforms simple starting materials into this powerful analgesic and antipyretic drug. We've explored its uses from relieving headaches and reducing fevers to easing the pain of osteoarthritis. We've delved into the intricacies of its mechanism of action, understanding how it works its magic in our bodies. Yet, we also confronted the reality of its adverse effects, reminding us that even the most common medicines aren't without their risks. Together, we've unraveled the mysteries and marvels of this humble drug, bringing to light the science behind its simplicity. Next time you reach for a paracetamol, you'll know just how much history and science is packed into that tiny pill.